So social art is an art instruction business, basically. We go into different restaurants or homes or businesses, and we teach people how to paint. And one of the things I find about, well, you guys know I love the arts, I love anything creative. And one of the things I find with social art, oftentimes painting brings out a lot of emotion in people. And especially if you're kind of coming at it with a real perfectionist kind of mindset, right? And there's many times we have people come up to us and they're just really struggling, and you can see it. Their emotions are down, and they're really just kind of wrestling through it. And so we just kind of walk them through that and teach them how to paint, and we have a great time doing it.
So you were telling us about an event that you just did recently, and I believe it was about the boy. There was a boy. Can you tell us what took place?
Yeah, sure. So one of our events, we had, there's a little guy that was there. He's probably about 9 years old, I would think. And he kind of came in, I kind of think his mom kind of dragged him into this. I don't know whether that was part of it, but he kind of came in. He was a little bit grumpy when he came in. I could see it on his face. Anyway, he starts painting, and he's just, you could see he was just really kind of struggling with the process. And I was watching, usually we walk around and just kind of see how people are doing. We encourage them in what they're doing. And this little guy, over the course of probably about 45 minutes to an hour, you could just see he was just getting more and more frustrated. And finally, he just took black paint and just sabotaged what he was doing, right? And so I looked over and I kind of walked over to see what was going on, because I could see he was just sitting there, And I kind of let it be for a minute, and then God said, "Okay, I want you to go over and encourage this kid." So I went over. I said, "You're having a hard time, I see." It's like, "Yeah." It's like, "Okay. Do you want me to help you?" "No." "Okay. Do you want me to get you another canvas so you can just start again?" "No." He was just grumpy. And I felt like God kind of put, you get those moments where you feel like Holy Spirit is just kind of speaking through you, right? So this little guy, he's sitting there, he's just frustrated, doesn't want to do this. And God said, "Tell him you're going to get him a canvas and put it on there." So I gave him I said, "I'm going to get you a canvas, and I'm going to bring this over to you, and you can do with it what you want. You don't have to paint what we're doing." And I said to him, "You know what? Even what you were doing before, I see some really cool stuff in there." And I started kind of encouraging him and bringing life into what he had been doing, right? And I think the words that kind of really shifted it is that I know this is Holy Spirit speaking through me. I said to him, I think you've got brilliance in that brain. It's like, I want to see what comes out of that wonderful brain of yours and onto the canvas." And as soon as that happened, his mood shifted. And he said, "Okay." And he started, so I gave him a canvas. He asked for a pencil. He started drawing. And he had these really cool shapes and images that he was actually drawing on the canvas. It was really neat. And I was like, "That's amazing." And you could see, as we were speaking life into this little guy, his spirit just said, it was like soaking it up, right? And it was actually so moving for me. I remember I was driving home that night afterwards, and he actually left. I said to him before he, I said, "You know what? You're probably not going to have time to finish your painting today. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a plate of paint." So when we were at a restaurant, so I asked for a takeout box, and I put some paint in it for him. I said, "Okay, when you get home, okay, you finish your painting, and make sure you tell your mom to send me a picture of your painting when you're done." It's like, yeah. So he was just like, his whole attitude shifted. But I felt such when I was driving home, I was actually quite emotional about it, because it's like, the joy of being able to shift the atmosphere with what the Holy Spirit was doing in that little guy's life was absolutely incredible. And the thing that stood out to me is like, it doesn't matter what you do or where you are, there's always opportunity to bring life, right?